Hello, everyone. My name is Akua Bruce, and my presentation focuses on the United Nations effectiveness, not only from a political standpoint, but a societal standpoint. When it comes to politics, the United Nations has made history by playing an important role in the development of many countries. The United Nations provided a new approach to dealing with political issues without the use of violence and war for powerful countries such as the United States, the Soviet Union/Russia, the United Kingdom, and China. Through the Charter of the United Nations, which was created to maintain international peace and security, promote social progress, and better standards of living, and strengthening international law, and promote the expansion of human rights, the UN provides a more peaceful tactic. This is crucial given that the United Nations was formed at the end of World War II. During the nuclear revolution, the United Nations also restored disarmament, which has been discredited during the interwar period. The United Nations evolved in a space for debating and negotiating arms control and disarmament. During the decolonization era, the United Nations played an important role. Many countries, including the United Kingdom, France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, and Portugal, used the United Nations to advocate for colonization and promote independence. This is reflected in the United Nations membership, which grew from 51 states in 1945 to 118 states in 1965 to 192 states today. A little side note, my family is from Gambia. We gained independence from the United Kingdom on February 18th, 1965, with the help of the United Nations. Another approach to determining the effectiveness of the United Nations is to identify the type of United Nations being presented. The article, The Third United Nations, provided an analysis of the types of United Nations, with one section dealing with member states and the second with the Secretariat. A distinctive third section discusses the other components of what the United Nations possesses, such as external experts, non-governmental organizations, scholars, and others. My beliefs is that the Third United Nations is very important and would be very beneficial to our society today because it brings a modern approach to the United Nations. The Third United Nations is also consists of committed citizens who work closely with intergovernmental machinery and the Secretariat. Citizens having the opportunity to work closely with United Nations Secretariat is crucial because it will improve the UN's effectiveness by assisting many developing countries' issues. For example, the film Downstream to Kinshasa discusses victims seeking compensation and recognition for the war between Ugandan and Rwandan armies in Kisangani, Congo. The victims in the film went to the United Nations headquarters to seek justice and assistance, but they did not receive any. This made me question the effectiveness of the United Nations in other countries, given that this issue of victims should be a top priority for the UN in Congo. This brings me to the current issue of Russia invading Ukraine because Vladimir Putin does not want Ukraine to join NATO, amongst other issues. With the invasion taking place, many Africans are attempting to flee the country but are unable to do so. My question is whether you believe that the UN will accept these people or simply ignore them as they did in Kinshasa. Meaning, will they assist them in leaving Ukraine or not? And this is my presentation. Thank you all so much. To add on, the 2 readings that I used for this presentation was the United Nations in World Politics and the 3rd United Nations. Thank you again.